How's it going? Caught me unaware. So welcome to another live stream, Getting to Grips, brought to you by Go.sa and Golden Power Batteries. So, what a week. What a week. Eh? Our stream director is now wanting aircon in the studio. I cannot have aircon in the studio. Oh. Okay, so I just wanted to say what a week it's actually been. It's been absolutely crazy. Yesterday, our main camera decided that it's going to decide that it's going to have like a burn on the sensors that started coming through. And then we had our model get stuck in traffic, so it's actually been quite, I think there's been no rehearsal, so this is off the cuff tonight, guys, so let's see what we can do. So it's all about beauty, using mirrors and all sorts of things in studio, and I'll just give a couple of shout outs as well before we actually get into the setup. So that is Jordan Legacy Management. And what is going on there? Have we got an echo? Did you say? Yeah, so we're also using new software as well, and now there's apparently an echo. So if you guys can give me some feedback on the thing to see if it's echoing on your side, and yeah, let me just get our guys to sort out that audio quickly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Is that better? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. See what I mean? This, I tell you, live shows. Hey, they keep me either young or they're gonna do something. But anyway, so I think the audio is now sorted. So let's mention a couple of our collabs. Jordan Legacy Management, who is supplying us the models and everything else, and a big shout out to Timbre, who actually got us another camera. I phoned them, they organized it, and we're using another camera in studio for today. So big shout out to Timbre. And yeah, so let's get started. So what I'm going to be doing is, first mirror setup I'm going to do, you'll see that I've got this black background that's actually behind me. But what you can't see is it's leaned forward. So if we go onto, I think the aux side, the aux camera, and show you exactly how this is actually sort of leaned forward and why we did it. So I'm going to get the mirror in place and tell you exactly why. If anybody already knows, they can always shout online. So this is the mirror. And what I'm going to do, Tali, get back to camera 1, I'm going to bring an 8300 battery charger and just put it underneath. So when you're actually shooting on a mirror that's facing up, you're going to see nothing but ceiling and very ugly ceiling. It's probably the ugliest thing in my studio, very ugly ceiling. And that is not what you want to actually see when you do the shot. So we angle the background to the angle of our camera hitting the mirror and then seeing the background. So that is why the background is leaned forward, so we only see the black in the actual mirror. So I'm going to take a shot of just the mirror before I introduce our model onto the show. Let me get my camera. Okay, I'm just going to get this mirror into position here. You know what I'm going to do? Before I do that, let me get a bit of a background to this. Alright, So I've got a bit of lino, if you want to call it lino, or matte has a bit of wheat grain to it, and we're gonna just put this out on the floor. Just gonna put it up to the background, just like that, and we get our mirror back in place. And we'll get our battery charger back in place. Hopefully there's enough room for the model. Alright. So I'm going to take one shot here. I better get my flash trigger as well. Otherwise that's not going to work. So I'm using the Godox X3. Just put me on camera one, Tyler. I'm using the Godox X3 trigger. That's nice because it's a little touch screen. I must grab myself the bigger one. Okay. Switch that on. And then we're going to get our light in place. Now the lights I'm going to be using tonight are going to be the AD300 Pro. And I'm going to try it in a couple of positions. First position I'm going to actually try this is actually straight above. Okay. Alright. And we should be on. Yes, we're on. Right, so I'm going to take a picture of the mirror. And let's see what comes up. Please come up, please. My tethering should be working. Yo, today is a day of days. Let me just unplug my camera here quickly and plug back in. Has it picked up my camera there, Tyler? Where's my tethering? Just go up on 3. I just want to check. Hey, signal's still coming through. We may have to restart capture 1. Alright. I'm going to just restart capture 1. And just need to get this one. Just come up onto 3 here. Alright. Let's see if we can. Capture 1 is hanging. Yeah, okay. What I'm going to do is, while this thing is hanging, I'm going to get the model in. So let me welcome our model. It is Tando M, all the way from Jordan Legacy Management. So just come in. Alright. So I need you just to get down in front of the mirror there, and then you're going to look into the mirror. You can even put your hands towards the side of the mirror. Don't lean on it because I don't want the mirror broken. You can put them on the floor. Okay. Alright, just move back a little bit so we can just get your torso and your head and stuff into the mirror there. Okay, so I'm going to just, so what you need to do, you don't look at yourself in the mirror, you're going to look at camera in the mirror. Okay, so I'm just going to take a shot here. How's that capture one coming? No, don't do a backup. Okay, has it seen my camera yet? Let's just see. That thing is, I think just go up to File, Exit, and reopen it. And let's see. So for now, what I'll do is I will get a card in. See, this is what happens when you don't do a test before the show. And I can't do a test before the show until the model rocks up. Yeah. Okay. Just look, capture one should be there on the taskbar. I'm going to unplug the camera for now from the USB. Okay. And let's see if we can, because now I've got to see what the exposure is like, because your skin tones are going to be way darker than mine. So, has it started up? Let me try and plug in. And what I might do is actually move the light as well, but let's see. Alright. Has it come in? Okay. So we're definitely going to move the light. So where this does work for certain skin tones, we did do tests on a white skin tone, and that worked very well. So we're going to move the light for sure. I'm going to bring it all the way down, and we're going to move it around, and trying to get back there. Let's get this exposure right, and the light's going to be a bit closer, so it's going to be, hopefully, I can't see. Let's just get the super source up there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a bit of bounce light in just to get on one side, and then we'll get this setup working. Right, I'm just going to bring a kicker light. It's another 8300 Pro with a light stand, and I'm just going to slow down. You couldn't believe that camera packing up either. Right. So let's try this one again. So you get in that position, and then we'll just get some flowers and stuff once we get this right. And put down 1/16. Okay, so what do we got there? Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I know you got the shorts on. If you can move back a little bit from the mirror, so what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to, the most I'm going to see is basically from your shorts and upwards. Okay, so lean forward. Let's get you in position there. And just take those legs back a little bit. It's going to be a gym workout, that's for sure. I hope you're ready for your upper body and your core muscles. I'm just going to move this light back a bit so it's not in picture. Okay, and what I'm going to do also is just move this mirror a little bit back. Okay. Alright, let's do another one, and then I'm going to get you to hold. Alright, so if you actually take these shots, you can rest your core. Okay, so if we look at doing just a rotate to this image, so I can rotate. So it gives you a whole different look of the actual image. So let's do some other stuff here. Let's bring in hair.
You have a question.
Okay.
How do you avoid light reflection?
The light reflection is going to be basically the mirror's not going to see the light at all. It's my camera is actually pointing directly. These lights, I've got a grid. Let me just go into camera. I've got a grid actually on this light, and that's the one that's actually angled down towards the model, but it is out of frame. I would have to actually be over here and being able to get reflection of the light, or I'd have to be over here to get the reflection of the light. You'll probably see on, if you go back to that image there, bring that super source back up, you'll see the frame is actually getting the light actually hit, but the actual lights are not in the view of the actual mirror. Okay, so that is, it's all about angling and where things, if I actually put my light right over here, I can actually see my light in the mirror, so therefore I'll be able, it will be a reflection in that. The mirror itself, because of the angle, is not going to actually show you any glare. Does that answer the question? Cool. All right, so let's get some other color in, because I didn't even know what colors you were wearing today. I was hoping it would be white. All right, so let's try and get you to actually hold these. Yeah.
You.
Me.
Specifics next.
I'm always specific, like the ocean. All right, so if you actually hold that and lean forward, okay, but I'll need your head, so you're going to have to bring these flowers quite low down, and then you're going to have to lean over. Okay. All right. Cool. Remember to look at camera in the mirror. So in the mirror, just straighten your head a little bit, come a little bit more central. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to take a shot here. Just bring your head a little bit more forward into the mirror. I actually like the way the light is actually catching the frame. It actually looks very cool like that. I think also maybe you just put the flowers onto the actual mirror. Okay, and then lean over the flowers there. That's it. Okay, and then remember, indirect look at the camera. And don't forget, these images are going to be flipped. And then obviously we'll tidy up in post-processing and stuff. But that's the sort of idea. So when you're actually shooting in with a mirror, just remember, angle your background. So when your mirror is actually facing up, you should just be seeing whatever your background is. Otherwise, it's going to look really ugly with these rough ceilings, and unless you've got a very smooth ceiling, then it's fine. But my ceiling is very ugly, and I've got lights in the top. So angle your background. Also, just angle your mirror up at the back. So where I actually put that battery charger at the back of the mirror, just to angle it up. And that just helps with the perspective when you're actually shooting your image. Okay, so we do a couple more like this, and then we'll do the next setup. Okay, so now you know. Let's shoot some.
Alright. Are they still fine?
Yeah. Okay, remember looking camera and cool. Just give me different poses, just different styles, smiles, model face. Cool. All right, let's do a couple where you're just holding your flowers. It could be off the. You've already broken my flowers. And I was trying to get everyone to think that those flowers were real. I mean, really. But anyway, let's do a couple more. Any more questions? Any questions? Also, guys, tell us where you're watching from. It's always good to hear where you're watching from as well. Have you had enough of these flowers?
At least the viewers are telling the model.
We're going to be using the flowers again. I'm going to have to fix them, but we'll be using the flowers again. Now I want you to actually lean right over. Whoops. And okay. And also I'm focusing on the face actually in the mirror. So the eye that's closest to me in the mirror is where I'm focusing. Okay. Cool. Should we change the setup? I think so, because I know you want to do the one where you're looking.
Have we started now?
Yes, the models have their favorites. They don't realize I have to do 3 other shoots in a show just to show what you can do. So let me just move this light out the way. And I'm going to definitely move this mirror out the way. And we're going to bring that back in just now. And my battery charger. It's like every week I have to do housekeeping here. Roll up stuff, roll up stuff. Right, this I just got from one of the hardwares. It actually comes in useful when you want to do stuff like this, or product photography or anything like that. It's just a piece of lino, and that can go over there. My studio always ends up in a mess after a live shoot, I'm telling you. Alright, just going to move this one out of the way for now. Any questions? No questions. Alright, so I'm going to give you the posh chairs to actually for this next session. Just want to see where this one came from. Do you want to sort that one out while I just do the setup? And if you hear me breathing with these ones, these chairs are heavy. Alright, so I'm going to try and set this up where you guys can actually see from this camera. I'm sure this one's heavier than that one. Yeah. So I'm going to give you a nice comfortable chair. Okay. Just don't fall asleep. Thanks, Talia. I'll get those now. And I'm going to get a piece of perspex just to put there. And put my mirror on. Okay. Maybe I should turn this chair around. I'm just thinking, because if you lean too heavily on there, let's turn this one. Okay, and then I'm going to take this now, because I don't need this now. This is just a piece of material that I got from the material shop. It's actually quite thick. It was a background that I actually used on opulent models. My word, there's more backgrounds. Okay. And it doesn't crease, which is a nice thing. Alright, I'm going to put the clips on the chair. Sorry about the noise on the microphone. I've already got Talia sort of going, eee, this noise. And let's take this out the way. You got to admit, when doing live shows, there's never a dull moment. I must be honest. Actually, before we put the flowers on there, I'm going to keep the flowers underneath here. Let's get the setup right. I'm just going to move these out of the way. But obviously, when shooting with mirrors, you've got to really remember what's going to be in that shot, because you can get very ugly reflections in there. That's where my orange gel went. Sure. You think it's a workout for the model? Okay, Tasha. Let's get you back in. Eh?
Nelson is using your whole name. A full government name.
Oh. I'm glad I can't even get some Afrikaans names right, so there's not a chance I'm going to be able to get some African names. So just get into position where you're going to have your arms sort of relaxed. We might push the mirror a little bit closer to you just to, okay, and not to be too heavy on the leaning, but right. So I'm just checking that there's no strange reflections like light stands and stuff like that, where my good trusty tripod light stand is actually in the way. So I'm gonna bring that out. Sorry. Alright, so let me see. Alright, so I'm going to be definitely shooting from this angle just to make sure I don't get my trunking, my black pole, my light and everything else. And it is going to be a lower angle shot. Actually, let me just get this light in. So I'm going to bring 8300 Pro Mark 1. Alright, so the AD300 Pros you can get from godox.co.za, and golden power batteries and all of that cool, cool Godox stuff that you can actually get. Alright, and as I said, we had no time at all to do any rehearsal. This is off the cuff. Even the model. Alright, so that wasn't my light that flashed, that was the strip box. So we've definitely got no light on the model, which is cool. And everyone can see that. Thank you, Talia. You were meant to show that one. I tell you, they're all out to get me. Okay, I'm gonna start off at 1/8 power, because now we don't have so much black background, black into the mirror and stuff like that. So I'm gonna turn the light down to probably 1/8 and see what I get there. That's a bit dark for me. I like shadows, but it's meant to be beauty, and beauty is often very flat light. So I'm gonna go back up. You just take all the light, huh? All right. Phew. No, that's glowing. To me, I need you to actually bring. Now you see on this shot, which Talia is still showing all my test shots. On this shot, the eyes are quite dark. Okay, so we don't need the eyes to actually be dark actually on the actual shot. So just get back down into position again there, and look towards this side of light. Okay, so I'm going to move the light around a little bit, and then I'm going to get on my knees. We want more light in the eyes. Do we have more light in the eyes? Yeah, it's a bit hot. And I know you're a very beautiful model, but I didn't mean that type of hot. It was like the light is very hot. So I'm just going to take it down probably, let's go half a stop. Alright, cool. I think that one is fine. So I think we can add in some other flowers now. Now we can actually do the shot. Please don't break them. Alright, so let's get, I'm just going to put the one on this side. Don't be scared of them, it's fine. They can be glued with contact adhesive if need be. Okay, so we're going to position those. So get into your position, because this I don't want in front of your face. So let's get this one. This one just is. Let's put that one this side. Okay, so we're going to almost create a bed for you to lay on. So just get in position there. Okay. Just maybe lift your head a little bit slighter and just turn almost your neck. Nope. Position to touch the model. Permission to touch the model. Just get into position there. Okay, I'm just gonna turn your head up a little bit, just so then I can see you at the angle I'm going to be shooting at. This 8-meter cable. All right, let's take a shot with the flowers. See what it comes out like. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? It's cool. It's cool. Just gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna bring these ones sort of just to try and create a bit of depth, because there's no major rule to this. You can position your flowers wherever you want them positioned, but I think it was just too much in by the face. So let's try that. I might even take a bunch out. Look at camera with your eyes. How are we looking there? I think there's still too many. So what I'm going to do is take one bunch out. Have this bunch here. This one is on its own mission. Okay, let's do that. Because we don't want to take the focus off the model. Okay. And again, it's all about getting the angle of your camera to make sure you don't see certain reflections. Because if I did a shot like this, you would see my trunking, my curtain rail, and everything else. So it's important to actually make sure you get the angle Okay, let's have another one. Huh? Are they loving this? That's cool. I think we've got a very pretty model. So let's do one where more center, so you actually, yeah. And what I'm going to do is not so it looks like you're crushing the board, just get in position. So we're going to frame you and your face in the reflection in the mirror. Okay. Now I'm going to take a wider shot here so you can actually see what I see. Okay. And it's a case of just getting that right angle. Look at the camera. I'm going to focus on the reflection of the face in the mirror. So it's the same type of stuff we just did now on the floor, but we're just now up off the floor. Okay. Okay, man, cool. Do you like them so far? And as I said, this is going to be right. I'm just going to add this one in. Just get into position there again. We're going to just cover you in that, and I'm just going to move this one just so we actually make it look like you're in the flowers. And then I'm going to do a couple of different angles. So I'm going to do one from this angle, focusing. Just turn your head towards camera in the mirror, that's cool. And also if you had a bigger mirror, that would be good as well. Unfortunately, I just had to get a mirror for the shoot, but alright, let me try a different angle. I'm going to try from here. I'm just going to move these ones back a little bit, just so we can get that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to move this whole, so I can get a bit more of a higher angle. So relax, breathe, And Tally, you didn't fix this one properly. Just grab that. Maybe it's the one that's actually is, no, it's not the high one. Alright, I'm going to just move this back a little bit. And it's going to give me, there you go, the abuse I received. And I'm going to show you. Just hold those. Doesn't suit me. I'm going to need you to stand up. And let's just bring it actually this way. This is all about moving stuff around. Thank goodness I got my Godox rug on the floor, protecting my floor. That needs a paint anyway. But just getting into position there. Is it very close now? Alright. So I'm going to come up around about here, and I should be able to get an angle. Bring your flowers up. Let's first get you in position. Let's take a shot. Still do the same. Look pretty. Now the light is further away, so I'm going to make sure I bring the light in. Yeah, the models never seem to turn the lights on or move the light back into position. I don't know what it is. Okay, let's see. Exposure is cool. I think the skin tone is looking quite nice in that. Looks very natural, glowing. Do your thing, Tando. Right. So obviously the further now I go away, I can now shoot at a higher angle the way I've positioned the chairs now. If I go right here, 45 degrees, I'm going to see the actual back. So if I come back here and I'm now doing 30 degrees, then it's going to be 30 degrees and I see the white wall. So that's the logics in that. Okay, so let's move your head maybe more to the center. We'll do another leaning shot. Let me just move this one over here a bit. Yeah, because we want to see your face in the mirror. I mean, they call this indirect shooting or posing, because Tanda is going to now look at the camera from the mirror and not directly at me, because if she looks just look directly at me from there. If she looks directly at me, we lose the reflection. The reflection doesn't look right. So we've always got to then have the reflection, I think, looking into camera. So just tilt your head a little bit. That's cool. Look into camera. And I think that one is cool. What is our time like anyway? Eh? Okay, so we got time to do maybe one more, which I haven't tried before. So who knows what can happen. So if you want to actually go and take a seat there quickly, I'm going to put the flowers down. And we're going to use the mirror, but we're going to use the mirror as a reflector. That's going to be quite cool, I think. All right. So I'm going to get my super clamps, because I'm going to get the super clamps to grip the mirror. So the super clamps you can also get from godox.co.za. These are what a super clamp is. Let me just put this down. This is what a super clamp is. Maybe I'll go over to this camera. Talia, just put me on aux. I think they can see there. So this is a super clamp that you can actually get from godox.co.za or Golden Power Batteries, gpbatteries.co.za. Okay, back to camera 1. Let's get this setup done. Alright. These super clamps actually grip anything. And I shouldn't have the mirror facing that way, because now you can see all my dirty laundry. All my boxes and all my stuff. So I'm going to put it here. Over here. Out the way for now. Alright. And I'm going to move these chairs. When I told the guys to make these, I said make them nice and strong. They are so heavy. Heavier than my C-stands with weights on. That's how heavy. Alright. Let me get that one. Okay, so that's one stand. I should have another stand somewhere with a super clamp. Where is my... I'm hoping I can find my super clamp. I had it before the show. Let's put it around this way, so we can... Now obviously I'm not going to be able to angle this mirror, so it's going to be pointing straight up, so the light should reflect off it. Here's my other super clamp. Alright. For something that has never been done before, I haven't even put this mirror into super clamps before. So here goes nothing. Lucky the frame is quite thick, so I'm not clamping any glass or anything. How tall are you, Tendo? I'm just looking at this and I think, well, it's perfect for taking a beauty shot of me, but I don't know. Let's get that one in and get the super clamp on there. There you go. All right. So let's try it out for size. Come and stand there. Otherwise, I'm going to have to give you a box to stand on. No, I think that should be fine. Oh, we'll try it. If it's too bright, we'll definitely give you a box. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to change this from a softbox to a beauty dish. So we're going to make you look beautiful now. Because that's what beauty dishes do, if they are used right. I'm just going to put that softbox there. As I said, my studio becomes an absolute mess during a live show. Swapping out modifiers, changing things up. And let's get that one. And you know, I think I might use, just to give you guys a look at this one. This one here is a little mini boom, which actually comes in handy when you're working with these other light stands. I enjoy it, and I love the fact that it's actually got a flat on where the light actually gets fixed onto it. So I'm going to bring, never over tighten your stuff. There you go. And I'm going to need a sandbag. I'll pinch a sandbag off the So my sandbags never have sand in. They have weights. Alright, so that's now stable. Now you could do this with speed lights, you can do with any type of light that you actually may have, preferably a Godox light, because they work the best. And just stay tight. Right. 7 minutes. Huh? 7 minutes. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun, eh? Right, just come over into the middle of the mirror there. Alright. So I'm going to make sure, I'm not even going to do reflection shots. We're just using the mirror as a fill source. So we're going to take a picture of you. Okay. Test shot. Must I do a test shot? Yes. Test shots are good. Let's see how it... Wow! How bright is that now? Hopefully she wasn't showing that one. Don't judge me on that, guys. I'm going to take it down 1/8. Let's just see there. We'll probably even... Ooh, there you go. All right. Right, so what I'm going to do is, I want you to keep your head dead straight, still, and then just bring your arms up. Just keep soft on your face. Doesn't matter which one. Okay, so this is really a typical sort of beauty shot. You got the glow on the forehead, you got the line of light down your nose, your cheeks are now nice and highlighted, your chin and the top of your lips. So it's just a typical beauty shot. Let's give you some flowers. Seems we shot with the flowers the whole day. Right, pose with those flowers. Keep me nice and soft, head straight towards camera. What are they coming in like that? Just take the flowers down a little bit. Okay. Stunning. Okay. And just to finalize everything off, let's put a nice bright background in there. And what I use? Another 8300 Pro. Woo! Okay, I'm putting the ADR14 reflector. I'm going to put it directly behind Tando. So don't get adventurous and start dancing. Okay, just keep it safe. Okay, and that is on B, and I'm going to make sure I turn down B. Otherwise, it's just going to reflect far too much light. So I'm also going to put that 1/16. Let's see. Cool. And then we got bright white background with the beauty. Woo! Should we call it? What is the time? It's already
3 minutes.
3 minutes over. That's not bad for us. Under. Oh, so we can do some more. Okay. Yes. Let's do some more. More pictures, the better, eh? I want to see all these pictures posted all over social media, and everyone's going to say, "Oh, Tanda, you look amazing." And obviously, if you really want to go one step further, 3 minutes. Let's get this going. Come. Right. See these nice reflector boards? These are your best friends. I'm going to build you into a box, okay? All right. No, we'll have to keep you at least an extra hour because you were late. We'd have to take more photos of you. How bad. How cool is these? Extra camera, that's cool. I'm going to come in like nice and tight here. Almost like if I was going to crop in Photoshop. Did I get a blink? No, you're very good. Cool. How cool are those? All right. So I think that's all we have time for. If you can put me back on the camera one. So that's all we have time for. I hope it was fun. I think the images came out really cool, and I can't wait to get in and do some post-processing on them and get them out onto the Godox Facebook, LinkedIn, and all the other places, Instagram, and then also Tandy is hiding behind. Shame. Let me move this one. Whoa. There. That's what photographers do. We close you into a box, that's it. So big thanks to Tando M for actually from Jordan Legacy Management. It's been a lot of fun. Time does go quick, and as I said, we did not have any time to rehearse or even practice anything. So I think we did quite well. But thanks for watching, guys. And any of the stuff that you see that I've been using, except for the mirror, you can get from Godox SA. You can use my coupon code GodoxCarlD to get yourself a saving on there. And also, you can get all this stuff as well on Golden Power batteries. So you can use my coupon code there, which is different. It's GPBKJD, and you can get a saving as well. So go ahead, get onto the website, purchase as much as you like, use my code, get a discount, and we'll be back again next week. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you again soon.
Only need one scene, only need one scene, only need one.
Have you seen our creative bulb?
Okay, add it to my cart. You've got the camera, we've got everything else.
Shop Godox SA for your production equipment.